All right, what's up, everybody? Oh, we just had a good weekend, right? I hope everybody else did too. I hope everybody that was not able to join at Worlds. I hope you enjoyed watching the coverage or participating in the discussion, whatever the case may be. I hope you had a good time this weekend. I know that I did, and so we have quite a few things to talk about. We're gonna obviously gonna recap Worlds. Just we're not gonna spend like 45 minutes going over every single match or anything like that. We're just gonna spend like a little bit of time just going over it. My thoughts about you know the event as a whole, how I went of how I did, of course, and then yeah, then we're gonna jump into some gameplay. I'm gonna be playing some Dash today, so looking forward to that. Shaking it up a little bit, doing something a little different. I'm basically a Dash main now because I rode on an airplane next to Merrick for 11 hours, right? So I'm basically a Dash main. It's as simple as that. No, but on the flight back to the States, I did talk a lot with Merrick, and I don't know, made me want to play some Dash. So, so that's what we're gonna do. Um, Thank you everybody for joining me. What's up, James, in the chat? Really do appreciate everybody being here. First and foremost, for the weekend at Worlds, during the weekend, I had 93 people walk up to me and say they enjoyed the streams, the content, whatever the case may be. I had 27 people ask me to sign something. I had 18 people that wanted to take a picture. I just wanted to thank each and every one of you. Just know that um, I counted every single one. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. So thank you so much. It means the world to hear those things. And if I can sign something to make somebody happy, I'll do it 1,000 times, right? I really do appreciate it. Simple as that. And I counted every single one because it means a lot. Second, I ended up taking Bravo to the World Championship. I don't think it was a great pick, obviously, due to the meta spread with Icelander being as represented as she was. And Dash also being as represented as she was. It was not a very good pick. I think the amount of Icelanders kind of surprised a lot of people, kind of getting that that feel from the room. So it ended up being a bad pick, but we did all right. We went 6-2 in constructed, and then went 3-3 in draft. We're gonna go over why those landed where they did. But I wanted to give a special thanks to Jason Rolfe, Pharaoh, Dagan, Kale McCreath, and of course teammate Ed Knight for kind of like working with me and doing, getting the Bravo list done, right? Obviously, I had not a lot of experience with Bravo, so I kind of leaned on the people who really know a lot about it. A lot of them were more than willing to share their knowledge, and I piloted it to the best of my ability, and we did all right with it. And I just want to say thank you to all those people that helped with an input or answered questions or whatever the case may be. Thank you so much for doing that. So yeah, let's kind of recap the event as a whole from like an event standpoint, and then we'll get into like how we did in all of that. I think the event went amazingly well. No secret for anybody that read the tweet that I put out. The venue was not in a tent, right? It was in a very nice building, plenty of facilities. It was decorated really nicely. They had a sitting area for people to watch. I mean, just I could not find a single thing. I could not find a single thing to complain about from like a venue or event standpoint. So yeah, everything was super smooth. Other than that, I don't see any dirty wizards building that plane. That's a fact. That's a fact. Absolutely. So the venue was great, right? Huge, huge improvement from last year. Massive improvement. Um, the reception was stellar, right? They started selling the merch. Obviously, got the Vincent shirt on today. Um, the merch is great. It was so good that I think they sold out of most of it by the end of the weekend. So, um, yeah, Valreg, I'll put it in the Discord for the Bravo list. If anybody is interested, I will post that in there. Or I'll show it on stream as well. No problem. Yeah. So the venue was amazing. The reception, they made a bunch of announcements. I predicted that they were going to raise the money allotted to the OP program to 2 million. They ended up doing 1.5. So I was correct on they were going to increase it, which is phenomenal. Don't really care about the number. Just the fact that they are investing more in the OP program is amazing, right? So we called that one pretty well. We got some spoilers from heavy hitters. Everybody is excited about that. Fan favorite Kasai is making a new appearance. Really excited about that and the new mechanics and keywords. So yeah, then there was like the professor thing, and my favorite thing about the weekend, and I didn't even get to do it, was the meet and greet with James White and the pop collar promos. Like that just shows like how in tuned LSS is with the community, because it's like it's something that we always laugh about, right? Is like James White and his like, you know, pastel polos, his white pants. Like it's such like a statement at this point. I think last Worlds, like there was a whole team that showed up with like that outfit, and you know, just the fact that they're embracing it and they're like, you know, making it a promo and then making a different promo for every day of the week. Like it was just a phenomenal job doing that. It just shows that they're very, very in tune with the community, right? And also there was the professor thing. Once again, I also did not get to do it because I was very, very busy this weekend. But there was a lot of social media interaction, a lot of positive things that came out of that, and a lot of people seemed to enjoy themselves, which is amazing, right? Then we had the cosplay, which was phenomenal. I think the only thing that I've heard anything negative about the Worlds event was probably a little bit revolving around the coverage, like some audio issues, some image issues, stuff like that. Nothing like super severe, but like that's the only bad thing that I've heard. The rest was just it was a good time. We saw Oops All Starvo in the Battle Hardened LL event, but I decided to not play that event because Starvo is just like not my cup of tea. But at the same time, I expected once everybody found out that all the top 8 heroes were. Give me 1 second. Okay, so sorry, like I was saying, I was expecting everybody to kind of like not have a good time during the LL event once they found out that all the top 8 was Starvo. And that was not the case. It seemed like every single person was having a good time. I mean, and the only thing I can chalk it up to is people just like to do powerful things and like, you know, let them. Like you know, it is what it is. That's a good point, Valreg. There was like a somebody said there was a team sealed event and like they had a start time of like 11 or something, and then like 2 hours later it started, or so, I don't know the specifics, but I did hear some rumblings about that as well. But everybody I didn't think they would enjoy the LL event, but apparently a lot of people did, and so that's great that people actually enjoyed the living legend format. I was shocked, but it's amazing that that they did, and I'm super excited. Anytime people are having a good time playing Flesh and Blood, I'm all for it. Right, simple as that. So, finally made it while live. What's up? Is that Guy? What's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for joining me. So yeah, the Living Legend first tournament taken down by Lucas. Congrats to him. Uh, you know, people seem to enjoy it. I was shocked, I'll admit. Um, but I do have, I guess, a little confession, right? There was a conversation that I had with a fellow teammate, Alex Sneed. I always like go to his place and then fly out of Atlanta kind of situation. And we were talking the day before I was supposed to leave for Spain. And I looked at him and he was explaining to me how he was like, this is the first event that he's never had like FOMO for, right? And I looked right back at him. And I said, to be honest, if the plane ticket and the hotel and everything else was refundable, like I don't know that I would be going. I don't know. I had been real busy lately. I was kind of tired. Didn't get to prep for the event as much as I would like to. Uh, there was just a lot of variables, and for the first time in my life, I'm really glad that those things are not refundable because the second I got there, it was an absolute amazing time. But I do have to be honest that going into it, I was looking kind of negative, right? Like I don't know, I just didn't want to be there kind of situation. But immediately when I got to the reception, um, it it was a great time. It was phenomenal. Every aspect of it. Me personally, I didn't witness anything that wasn't done very well, or um, yeah, it was just an amazing event. Simple as that. Am I coming to Battle Hard in Orlando? Unfortunately, I'm not. It is looking like I will be at the Realm 20K though. If you're going to that, but I will probably not be at the Battle Hard in Orlando. It's just like I don't know. Orlando's like it's like a little too far, and plane tickets they're high right now. Uh, and it's like a little too far to drive, like 10 hours for a Battle Hard. And I'd drive 10 hours for a calling, but well, I wouldn't want to drive 10 hours anywhere, but like, yeah. So, dad aggro, yeah, that too. I just got back from Spain. Peace. Going to Orlando. No, Orlando kind of has home field advantage though because the wife loves Disney World. So, usually I can, kind of finagle that that situation and turn it into like a Disney World trip after. But yeah, I'll probably be at the Realm 20K. That is not this weekend, but next weekend. And unfortunately, probably not at Orlando. So yeah, let's go ahead and go into the tournament. How it ended up for me. I ended up going 6-2 in Classic Constructed and 3-3 in Draft. My matchups were, let me actually pull it up because somebody did an amazing job and like created a sheet with like every ounce of information you could ever ask for, which is insane. So let me go ahead and pull that up and get that on the screen. Okay, so this was my matchup spread. We landed 67th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but it starts at one. It starts counting at one, at whatever. Yeah, at 2. That's why it's showing up as 68th. But this is where we played Bravo. Obviously, the first round was a loss to Dash. Obviously, that's a very rough matchup. And then we played into Azuri. I had never played that matchup before, but we figured it out on the way. We got that done. Then we played into a Dromai, got that done, and then a Dash IO. Then after that, in CC, after the conclusion of draft, we played a very, very good player on Azalea. And then we played another Dash. We actually won that one, though. And then we played Michael Hamilton on Bravo in a mirror, and we ended up losing that one very closely. But it was one of the most fun matches I've ever had in Flesh and Blood. We were just we were laughing back and forth. I'd tell him he had pummel when he had pummel. I'd tell him he didn't when he didn't. It was good all around. And then we played another Bravo mirror match. So overall, we basically had two mirror matches, which are of course 50-50, and then we had two favorables with Dash IO and Azalea, and then we had two unfavorables with two dashes, and then two whatever you want to call them with Dromai and Azuri. So overall, I would say like it was a okay spread. Nothing super favorable. Nothing like I wasn't at a disadvantage or anything like that. It was just a pretty. I will say that the players that I played were phenomenal. There's no doubt about that. The Dash loss was against Bun R from Hong Kong. Those of you who don't know, I played Julian on Azalea, very good player. And then we played Matthew Dilks, I believe, on the second Dash. And then, like I said, Hamilton, and then Ilias, which is top 8 in a lot of events in the mirror. And then Hamilton, of course, as well. So a lot of great players that we played against. And we ended up with a good record of 6-2, right? I won't say good, but an okay record of 6-2. Now we can talk about draft for a second. We ended up drafting Max in both drafts. It wasn't anything forced. It was just kind of no evos, and there were no like solid signals for. I wasn't seeing any scrap harvesters or anything to kind of put myself into Dash IO or any like premium items. So if I'm not seeing the evos and that, I just go into Max, right? So we ended up playing Max into both. Both decks are good. There's like no complaints on the deck. I got one matchup. I played a mirror match, and I just got outplayed. I will admit it. They had a better deck that had a more fluid strategy, and they just played it extremely, extremely well, and I just got outplayed. The other one, Aaron Chance, I played against him in the first round of one of the pods. As we know, he ended up top 8ing, and he's a great player. We got totally juiced by him. Not saying that he didn't play it well. He played it perfectly, but it didn't help that we just got absolutely juiced. He decided to go first on Dash IO, and he goes overload script, no crank, boom grenade off the top red, no crank, and then pass turn. And then I deal like 9 or 10 damage, and he takes it all, and I'm like, okay, I'm dead. And so he goes to start his turn, he plays another boom grenade off the top and then cranks it, which means he knows that shit's hitting. And I have 2 pieces of the 1 block blade break equipments, and he goes 4 boost with overpower. I go 3 and then 1. He goes 4 boost, and I go 3 and then 1. I'm like, okay, it might not hit. And then he pops his Cogworks chest piece, and then his arms goes up to 3 resources, and then Junkyard Dogs for 8 with overpower and triggers both boom grenades, and I literally take 12 after blocking 3 cards that turn, and I have 0 tempo, and I'm way behind on life. So we lose that one. The second one, I was playing against a Tekla Vossen where I was in the process of fatiguing him with Max. It's something I had done several times in that tournament already. So I knew exactly what the game plan was and how to execute it. The problem was I had the opportunity to swing Banksy for free because I'd already done the pump boost or whatever. And I let him keep one card in hand because I thought it was safe. I thought he was just going to tech low leveler and I was going to give him a piece of armor and then keep my whole hand and try to kill him. Instead, he Annihilator tanked me for 9 with Overpower to close the game. So that one was against Peter Ward. Once again, amazing player from the UK. I actually played a draft or two with him before the event leading up to it. So he played it super, super well. And we just got juiced at the end, right? But that's how it is sometimes. So one match we just got straight outplayed, no way to cut it, and the other two, it was just a tough situation that didn't go in our favor, kind of situation. So we ended draft at 3-3. Total record was 9-5. Ended 67th. Was kind of how the performance ended. I chose not to do the Living Legend format. I just wanted to kind of hang out, do some. I sold my sigil promo from the actual event, so I wanted to go get one in one of the side events that they did. The whole 900 person sealed event, that was really awesome that we had that many people in a side event. But we do have good news. We actually, after the ELO updated, we actually landed at 10th place. So we're doing great things on that end. Limited, we got to work on it. But we are doing some good stuff on the constructed front. We're being consistent. We are we're playing well, but at the same time, I need to focus on being a more complete player and not just focusing on one thing. Because I did not draft Bright Lights as much as I would love to have. It just is what it is, and this is the standings after Swiss rounds. So one thing I wanted to do is I just want to shout out Team Blue Pitch and how amazing they did at this tournament. Just to give you an idea, Shing and Pudding, of course, everybody knows, is on Team Blue Pitch because they made top 8. Alan Lau is team captain, and Jack Tang is also. So they had 4 people represented in the top 16, which is 1/4, right? So 25% of the top 16 was Team Blue Pitch, which is insane. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, this is like a 100-person team. No, there's 7 of them, and 4 of them are up there. So like it's actually insane. And then you also have Nova Chan that landed at 37th for a cash payout. And then you also had Kaiser as well. So literally 6 out of the 7 made money, and 4 of them made top 16. So insane performance from Team Blue Pitch. Massive congratulations. And of course, Shing landing 2nd in total for the tournament. They just did an amazing job. So congratulations to them. Also, of course, Yuki on the amazing run. Congratulations to her. I know it didn't end the way that she wanted, and she got out really early in top 8. But I mean, to go 13-1 in a round in mixed formats is like, it's insane, right? There's a reason that most people that got in only had 11 wins. There's a very good reason for that. It's very difficult to go 13-1 in 14 rounds of Swiss. It's very difficult. And then Easton also killed it. 1 less game. He went undefeated in CC, I believe. Just insane. So and of course, the person who took it down, huge congratulations to Alex. Well earned. Absolutely. Greece took it home. Congratulations to them. So I just wanted to kind of shout them out. That's the top 8 picture. If anybody hasn't seen it, I'm sure everybody has. We're not going to go too far into it. That's what happened. The only thing really of note is Easton was on like a hard controlled dash, whereas Matt W was kind of in that middle ground. And then, of course, Aaron Chance had the tome Dromai, or the 6 tome Dromai. Other than that, it was pretty standard stuff. Nothing crazy. Yeah. So that pretty much concludes the recap. So let's make sure I didn't miss anything in chat. Can't make it to the 20K because it's on Friday, but considering going just for the 10K on Saturday. I mean, why not, right? We'd love to see you there, Guy. Yep. Vero is the reason I'm going to the 20K. Because I was originally not going to go, and he was like, he doesn't want to play draft, and I don't mind playing draft. So, yeah. So shout out to Vero for making that a possibility. So let's go ahead. How long have we been talking? A hot minute. Almost 26 minutes we've been going. I think we're going to go ahead. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I want to make sure that I did not miss anything before we go into the gameplay. The list that we're going to be playing is this list right here. We're going to be playing some regular dash. Nothing turtley here, right? This is Alan Lau's. He finished 12th. Team captain of Blue Pitch. This is his list that he took to Worlds. I have full confidence in his. Anytime I need dash games, this is who I go to because he can play it better than anybody I know. He's just a killer on this deck, and he's been playing it for a very, very long time. And so I'm just going to click the I believe button on everything he says on this hero. And we're going to go ahead and play some games with this. And we'll see what happens. All right, we got some Azalea. Okay, he has an Azalea button. Thank goodness. Easy decision. Arms, I'm assuming we're going to go ahead and... Why is this in the leg spot? What is happening here? Is it just going to show up? Holy cow, we're playing without arms, chat. We got to fix that in the list because it's showing up in the leg slot. I don't know how Talishar or... Oh, you just pick. Hell yeah. Okay. That makes... See, Talishar knows exactly what they're doing. Okay, so we got the spark off the rip. The problem is we can't go and get a pounder because it's going to cost us an arsenal. So unfortunately, we have to go with just getting a tickle pounder, which is super unfortunate. But it is what it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and load pistol, and then we're just going to go ahead and spark. I don't think there's any reason to give up. I mean, it could be worth it, but I think we're just gonna. These are high value cards. We're just gonna go 0 and go get a Tucker Core. Call it a day. I did hear Alan say that he likes to be a little bit more patient with this list. Thoughts on Kasai? I don't think we know enough to kind of, make any call on it. T-Bone doesn't have as much value because they have the double there, so we're kind of more than willing to block with it, but we're going to wait and see what comes after this rabble. No reason to block the rabble. Yep. Okay. We have bolt and shot in this. I don't think there's any threat here of this reload. I mean, we are getting an inertia. Let's just make sure that we can go ahead and use everything here before we actually. So we're going to start with 2 resources. So we have, I mean, this could be a codex, but all they're getting with the codex is either this, basically this again. So we can, if we'll have 2 resources, we can actually just play like literally these off the 2 resources. Probably just keep the 0 for 60 in Arsenal. Just go here and here. Kind of that way, if we draw into a max V or anything, we're like, just set, ready to go. So in this situation, the worst 0 card hand there is just, yeah, I'm not really worried about anything here. So we're just going to block these 2 blues because we don't need them. We are going to get the inertia though. So we will go ahead and play the 0 to 60 out. Yeah, I'm just not worried about too much in this situation. Because if he does put down a 0 cost arrow, it's just it's a 0 cost, right? So it's like drill shot would be the worst case scenario, and then I'll just give armor there. Whereas this is not the case. So here we're just gonna go boost. That's an unfortunate boost. We do like that card. Another juicy red off the. We are going to attack. Okay. So this is a pretty good card. We're probably going to elect to Arsenal that because we don't. Well, we do have the Technical Core, so we actually could just yeet it. Or not. Or we could not. So obviously here what we're going to do is elect to just take the resources. Let's see. We have a Seek and Destroy. First of all, can we stop this? If we galvanize the Technical Core, that gives us 3. And then 4, that's 7. So we're 1 short no matter what. So this is hitting. So we just have to make the best out of it, unfortunately. Which means we're basically going to do this, and then we're just going to yeet the throttle, pitching these 2 cards, and calling it a day. Might as well boost to get value here. We didn't really want that card anyway. We are going to lose our hand due to Seek and Destroy, which is unfortunate. But we're actually not that far behind. We have all of our armor. We're ahead on effectively, 10 life, theoretically. And we've seen some pretty threatening stuff already. So not the worst. Not the worst. Okay, so this is a pretty good one. If they give us the opportunity to block, we can just try to cover up as much as possible, play this, Arsenal this, and wait for the card we know and love. That is kind of risky doing it against Azalea, though, because there is that situation where they could just, they could get us good. They could be very disruptive and not give us the opportunity or the breathing room to actually execute what we're attempting to do. But we have enough high enough life total and enough armor to where that could just be the play, right? Okay, we don't care about that. We want you to either flip this or something's going on. Yep, there we go. Death dealer. Oh, that does reload. Okay. Sure. Blind azalea. Okay. Or was that blonde? Um, It wasn't. Okay. So well played there. We do have tunic counters, so we do have to worry about, some other card. We are going to lose our arsenal here, so we can't set up like we were wanting to. So it's more likely going to be a twin drive into a pistol shot, more than likely, which means we're blocking with these two cards. And they're getting red in the ledger, which is fine. What we'll do is we'll get our red zipper hit. Since we have to play it no matter what. Actually, it should not have been red zipper hit. Well, unless we jam the armor, because then we can go 5 and then 5 and then 2. Or we can go 5, 4, play. But we can't do that because we have to discard. So let's request undo on that because we don't want zipper hit. We want something else. Or is there even a better option? There may not be. Yeah, it's either, this is the same rate. So it's literally just this. Okay, that's fine. So we do just take the zipper hit, unfortunately. Which means they're going to throw. The way the hand's lining up, so we have to either play the zipper hit for 4 and then pistol for 1, which is like not exciting. Or we just jam all of the armor, which is also not exciting. But I think it's the play. Because we really need to be able to push here. Seems a little premature, but you know. Will I be seeing you at the Realm tournament? It seems like it, Taylor. It seems like I will be there. Who gave Nate permission to play Dash? I took a 11-hour flight sitting next to Merrick. So I hope that means I'm qualified. I would like to hope. Uh, do we Teklo Heart for 1 extra damage? I mean, I think we have to. We just Teklo go up to 3, then we play Twin Drive into Pistol. Why not? We'll burn cards like they're on fire. They were shitty blues anyway, so that worked out. So we'll go here. Just boost once. And then we'll load shoot for 1. Or we actually could have just like left it there since we have the frailty. That might be a misplay, but the damage might actually be relevant. Because if we have the same play next turn, like throttle off the blue to shoot, we're not being inefficient there, although we do have the boots to kind of make that a less realistic possibility. All right, so we do have He's already opted, and he's choosing to play take aim, which gives him the reload, of course. He no longer knows what the top card is because he has drawn said card, which is good for us. That's exactly what we want. We are two. Holy shit, that's a big error. Deadeye, but this does not have a counter on it, so this is just on hit ponder and 1 damage. Okay. So we have all the information. What is the avenue that we can produce the most amount of damage while taking the least amount of damage? So what we can do is, because we just want to get cards. If we can get cards, I think we are in a good spot. But we also need to stay at a high enough life total to where we can not just die to like a dominate 5 or something. So this is gonna put us at at like 2, right? We take no, we'll be higher than that. No, we would be at 2. Yeah, that's not good. So I think we have to go here and go ahead and go here. Probably don't need to give the armor yet, and then we can go 5 boost, Tekla Heart, pistol, pop, pistol, to push as much damage as humanly possible. So we go here into boost. Doing pretty okay for this being a bad matchup. I believe it's a bad. So I think that's the play. We just need to get as much damage. We need to make it where he either gives us the armor here to make it where it's harder for him to dominate, which is a win for us. Or, yeah, that's basically it. We're at 5 life and we have 1 armor, so we're basically at 6. But us getting the ability to get possibly another card out of hand or his cross wraps is a bonus. That is the plan. I am kind of worried. We have 3 max Vs in a 30 card deck, so like there's a shot where we could draw like more than 1, and that's obviously a dead card here, so we have 2 resources. We are going to load. We're going to shoot. And this presents the situation where he's going to go to 1, and then he has to either give us the cross wraps and the tunic, or another card, which is this situation that we are exactly looking for. So we're just making this line to just get a card or his ability to dominate. Either one is fine. Why this dash over new dash? Because I'm not completely sold on it. I think this one's more versatile. I also think that this one wins the mirror, if I'm not mistaken. Like if you have this version versus Tree Frog. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. Also, the like full control version is kind of boring to me, if I'm being honest. That's just my opinion, of course. Okay, so here we're just going to try to keep this pulse wave. It's a break point. He's at 1. Get as many cards as possible. Cool story. So if we can only block 2, we will do so. We do have to worry about bullseye bracers and snaps here in this situation, so we're gonna try to play it smart, like this example here. So we're not really too concerned about like this hitting and getting reload because he still has Death Dealer up and bullseye, so he is getting whatever he's trying to accomplish, right? The only thing is we have to block a card no matter what, and we don't want to die to Rain Razors. So normally I would disrespect the shit out of this, but we just can't. Okay. In this situation, it's obviously very unfortunate, but he doesn't have the ability to dominate. So I think and there's a Rain Razors right there. So we have to ask ourselves, what is the best line? What's our best out? It could be we just die to any dominate. I'm basically choosing between Arsenal the Harpoon or let's check the ratios. How many pumps have we seen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pumps in what, the top 25 cards. So that being said, they're kind of low on them. They could get like a multi-arrow hand that doesn't really do all that much. So we also have the situation where they could snap this bullseye bracer in a 0 cost. We have to be mindful of that as well. So what I want to do is I think our only out here is that they brick. Unfortunately, I don't love it. But he also pitched a Rain Razors. That's kind of scary. But there's no snap here, so we are just going to elect to Arsenal this and hope that they can't get a large dominate. We could get a card, but I don't think getting one card actually improves our scenario. Whereas if he does brick, we have the break point to capitalize on the opportunity. And this also shelters us from Codex. Spark of Genius with the new crank items is insane because it literally just basically gives Spark of Genius boost, which is like kind of cool. But they don't block. And like what makes Dash so cool is that number 3 at the bottom right corner. That's what makes Dash so cool. You now my enemy. Control dash stick. Okay, he's taken a long time to think about his play, unless we're having internet problems, which is a good sign for us. It means that he does not have a clear and decisive way to kill us. So it either means he bricked or he has just like a weird combination of cards. There's no telling. He has pitched 1 Rain Razors, and I don't think we've had the liberty to see the other 2. So, but at this point of the game, I don't think there's any scenario where we can play around it. Okay, so this is obviously going to be snapped. That's very apparent. So, and he pitched a red. Okay. So we just block like this and see what comes next after he snaps. Yep. Of course. What else do you have to offer, good sir? We can block 7. Okay, E strike. So he's choosing to do 8, which kills us. That's game. Because we can only block here, here, and here, which means we take 1 and die of blood debt. So GG on that one. Okay. And to the next. Yeah, I think there was one turn where I could have done the Tekla Heart pistol play. I think there was 1 point of damage that I gave up by not hearting, or 2 points of damage. That is my fault, 100%. I think it was earlier in the match, probably turn 3. That's just me not playing a lot of dash, but we're going to work on that. We are going to work on that. Okay, we have a Bravo match. Okay. I've heard this one's good for us, but we will see. Should be on the pistol situation. Yep. Cool. Now, if you were control, you would have won. Yeah, that's as a limited expert, I have no opinions about your CC play. Oh god, it's too good. That's too good. Okay, we start induction here, of course. Just makes sense. And then we want the arms. Wow. Oh, it's Dagon. It's Sir Dagon. Or that's his card sleeves. Maybe it's like one of his patrons or something. I don't know if it's actually Dagon. Okay, so obviously we're gonna play this and go get one of the pieces to our Exodia, right? That's like our plan. I think what we're gonna do is before we give that information, we're actually going to fire. So we're going to attack, go again. And then we can... Well, since he's taken that, we could just go ahead and pitch the 4 and then arsenal the Tekla core. I don't know if that's risky doing that. We know we're about to take a bunch of damage anyway. So that could be sus. The only... I think that is kind of sus, to be honest. So we're going to load up and then keep our arsenal empty. What a great hand if they don't dominate. You're going to get bonked. Yes. And it with Terra Sunder? Wow. Wow. Okay, well there's nothing we could do here, so we're just gonna block 4. Jesus Christ, this is not okay. Like, the thing is, like, Terra Sunder does not go good with Pulverize. Like, you're trying to actively diminish the value on their turn. And Terra Sunder, like, you're basically attacking their turn in 2 ways, so you're not actually leveraging all the value. That's a good card, so we're gonna leave that on top to shelter us. Then we have to discard 2, which is here. We're just gonna pass turn, arsenal, call it a day. We have a little bit of shelter, if you will. So this is a pretty good situation. We have this that does not block, but we have this that does block. Yeah. Okay, so we have to see what's coming next because it could be a fucking crippling crush after this, unfortunately. But at the same time, could be a CNC. So I do like getting this out of Arsenal really quickly. Because could also just be make a seismic. I don't know how you're supposed to like actually, because we don't have any information because we didn't attack, right? So that's kind of the problem here is we just don't have any of that information. So I think what we're gonna do is block with the D-React. Filter this card. Tara asked for 15. But you chose to play hard mode. Oh god. That's too good. We are behind here for sure. We got some catching up to do. Okay, he found what he was looking for because he elected not to block, so um, here we go. Here we go. Has the dominate Starstrike. Okay. So this is like not bad. The only thing bad is we can't actively play this card unless we pitch these two, which might actually just be correct. We do leave ourselves like vulnerable though, is the problem. And I don't want them to know that we're vulnerable is the problem. So, but I think we just have to. Then we're just going to pitch these two to play that. Not an ideal situation. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. We haven't used our armor yet. This is a great hand. We need as many of these colors as possible. Okay. We can apply pressure with a double blue. But we need to deal... we need to block 8. And then we put the gas on. We need what? 1 resource. Then we need to refill, which is 3. And then we need to go 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. So we'll do that and then refund the protection of the armor here. Yep. So we're going to load there, pop these and then go. Pyong. He has a pummel. He don't though. I don't think he had a situation. He only had one card. Like what? Why aren't we saying pummel? I don't understand. So we send 8. Well, if it was lunging press, I just play the sink blow, right? Like it's not that not that serious. I don't think this hand is ass. Hopefully he doesn't hopefully we got no dominate. Him pitching a red here, we probably don't. Okay, we're more than happy to just time walk this situation given this board state. So we're just gonna block here. Sure, and then you're on a 4-card hand. Yep, we'll take that because now he's off of an arsenal. We're in the same situation. We have blues. He did draw a very good card though. But what are we looking at is the other two. A red debilitate. He does not have the surge though, so the debilitate is not playable. So we know it is a rouse following this. So what we're gonna do is probably say no blocks and then just block 6 on the Anathos, and then push back with the 2 blues, right? That makes the most sense. Or do we save even more life and only use 1 blue? I think that's the play, actually. I need to stop committing 2 blues. I'm being inefficient. So we just need to, yeah, just go, yeah. So we block 1 card here, and we'll cover up the other. Oh, he does have surge, yep. So it doesn't change anything. I was planning on blocking 2 cards. Easy peasy. Still think we're slightly behind. He's got a lot of armor, which is kind of unfortunate. Okay, we got making a surge, which makes dominating a little bit harder, so that's probably good for us. We do have what looks like could be a pummel situation here, so we're just going to block 2, see what happens. Interesting. He didn't block, but sure. We'll take it. Then go ahead and send another 4. Should be getting armor soon. The one thing I hated about playing Bravo over the weekend at Worlds into Dash is it's very hard to find an opportunity to activate Civic Steps. Like very, very hard opportunity. Um, so we're blocking down to our yellows and blue. It looks like the same play. Did you want to pummel that, good sir? Sure. Okay. This is riveting, chat. This is riveting. Just using Steam counters to blow people up. This is actually really good for us. We're gonna lean into that Quicken token next turn. We are leaning in. Or not. Or not, chat. Please don't dominate so I can block my whole hand. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Holy cow. Pog gameplay. Oh, Spinal Crush? I don't care, bro. That hand was ass. And we're going to hang on to this Quicken token until next turn. Now we in there. We in there. There's no card in his hand or card combination other than CNC Pummel. That sucks here. Okay, this is perfect. So we just block. Wow, we don't even have to give up the goods. We just block like this, take 3, load them up, and knock them down. How many CNCs have we seen? Just one. Because this is making me feel like it's a liability, but it's also like giving me a safe feeling, which is kind of weird to say. Okay, so we're gonna load it up. We have the Quicken token, obviously, so we're not gonna pop the induction on the first one. So we get 3 shots of 4 here. It's exciting. This is exciting. Look at this nerd. What is up, Justin? We're just memeing on some Bravos. Ooh, blocking. That's not good. That's not good, Bravo. CNC. That's the second one. Easy. Uh-oh. He done gave us tempo. Seems like he had, I think we throw the throttle to push the advantage, kind of get the hand. If we miss on the boost, we can go there. Yep. Calculated. sink below into dash. I mean, that is a life choice that you can make as a person. And therefore, I guess some of that armor. Some of that armor. Oh, the quicken token, baby. Yeah. We like that. We like them Ickens. All right, we just block with these. Keep the blues. We in it to win it. Should win the game next turn. Yep. It's a blue card. We keep it on top. GG. All right. I don't know about that. I think the Bravo is running more than 60 cards. Kind of weird. I don't know if that was Dagan. I think that might have just been like one of his patrons. I'm not sure if that's how that works or not. If they have access to card sleeves like that or not. I'm not sure. Those are Dagan's sleeves. I don't know if that is Dagan. That quicken sandwich. Ooh. Quick and picking. Tell you what. Do, do, do. So anybody in chat, did you go to Worlds? Did you watch Worlds? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Let's talk about it. Please have a max button. Thank goodness. Alan, you're the best. Probably doesn't know what day of the week it is. Oh shit. What are the opportunities to civic steps? Your only opportunity is what's the correct answer? It has to be induction chamber, right? There's no way we're racing Max. Got to mid-range it, right? Because he has beefier attacks. He can kind of fatigue us out. I didn't like the stream. Too many issues audio-wise. Okay. I didn't like finding out the venue so late and not being able to go. Yep, but they've done a great effort to fix that, right? They've already announced the Pro Tours already. Like that's kind of insane that they've already done that. So I think they are definitely getting better at those things. We are going to give up the Spark here. We have the blue, we have a threat, and we have a card that we would love to arsenal in this situation. Okay, so let's go ahead and load this up. I need to get a feel for how he intends to play this game. So we're going to fire the pistol, see if he blocks. He's probably going to play it, yeah, pretty fast like that. So depending on how much damage he takes, we actually boost this throttle instead of... so that way we can do another pistol at the end. Then we're going to put this bad boy in arsenal since there's no reason not to. And then we'll just load up, and go ahead and fire. Okay, so he is playing very defensive, which is okay. Maybe he just has a bad hand. T-bone. Okay, and he boosted away one of his mechanoids, which is amazing. We can play this, but is the hand good enough to play that? Is like the real question. I don't think that was actually a misplay. I shouldn't have blocked with the spark. I think getting the tech low, knowing that we have this, is actually the better play than actually. Yeah. Now that I think about it. So I think we're just going to mid-range this. I don't think it's worth throwing yet. Okay, question is, do we throw both? Probably not. Seems kind of bad. We can load those back up. So let's just go ahead and fire this. Give it a go again, see what happens. Yep, being very defensive, waiting on those. Waiting on the construct, basically. Okay, we have a block with armor on a pistol shot. To throw the throttle, makes sense. Okay, getting 3 resources, doesn't have the resources to play. Anything, I guess he's just trying to make a driver off of it, which is fair. So here what we can do is we can T-bone into this, foundry into this. So it is live, right? That's 2 resources, requires 4 in total. We have the blue plus this. So we can throw it. It is a play that we can make. And I think we just have to. Rip. Not sure if burning all of these cards are like. Yeah, I knew Aaron after I blocked with it. I was like, yeah, that's that's wrong. I knew it would happen too. I was like, oh, as soon as that combat chain closed, I was like, yeah, we can't be giving away spark like that. Then we foundry heart. We're burning way too many cards to be doing this. It feels so bad. But max fee is hell of a drug. See, we're not even like in a crazy good spot. Even after doing that, we're down so many cards. This seems like it's a bad matchup. Is it a bad matchup? There's 950 people. 950 people in the side event, which is amazing. But yeah, some of them did take a minute to fire. But I mean, that's understandable. Like 900 people in the side event. I think that's justifiable. Let's just go here, boost him to play one of these, and then Arsenal one. That's fun. Maybe you like have to set up Pounder in this matchup. Because this just feels bad. Pretty sure Dash clears Max. Recharge to keep that. Okay, there's the second copy that we've seen. So he's boosted one, and there's one, which means this could be one. It is possible, which means it'll be online next turn if it is. We'll have 2 resources to do whatever we want with. Not sure that actually matters because this hand is not amazing. Like at all. He's going to make a driver pass. We're going to take our 2 resources, fire pistol, give it go again. We're going to load those 2 up, lay that down, arsenal this. What are you playing next weekend? Not sure. Not sure. I just don't see how Max wins games versus good players. Well, in this matchup specifically, mech mirrors have always been dictated on who goes slower because you're forced into the fatigue situation and both of you block very well. That's why Pistol Dash always beats Hanabi Dash and so forth. So they get the luxury of forcing the game to its slowest point. And then once they get this, they just kill you in one go, right? Now he did get it out relatively fast. He saw all 3 copies in 6 turns. But yeah, I would imagine that this is a favorable matchup. I'd be pretty hard pressed to be told otherwise. The new cards do let you go over the top, but do they let you go over the top enough? I mean, I've max V'd him and he's at 28. They just block 12 every turn. We have 4 resources. No reason to start out with the pistol and chamber. Go again. I mean, Chris Lyali got what top? He got like top 20 with Max at Worlds. Well, this is all right. I think we need resources though. So, I mean, we'll have the 4 here. So we have 4, draw a card, boost. This is expensive boost though. So playing all of these, we could crown the Arsenal away to possibly give us like more options, but I mean it is a good card, right? Tough. let's see. 4 resources, 4 resources. We have a yellow. Hopefully, we can rip a blue off of high octane. Is that our out? Because we really need to have like a really good turn and rip his best card. Yeah. We can always use this as a 2 cards. We don't want to give away too much information, so we will show those. Okay, start things out. Okay, that's a good one, but not sure if it's a good one when we're kind of low on resources. So we have to count this right. So if we go, we have 3 right now. So we can go 1 into 1. That's 2 boosts. That's 3 action points. And we'll have 1 resource left over. Which means we can't even play either one of these. So that was kind of a bad rip. Not only is it red, but it's like an expensive red. We can Teklo though. Like, sure. It's not exciting. I thought about filtering, but I didn't know what I wanted to filter, right? Like we had a good arsenal. I mean, maybe I should have sent the throttle to the bottom. There's a valid point for that. Just trying to get his best card. Okay. Getting the blue recharge kind of makes things a little awkward. Could have argued the 0 for 60, but yeah. Then we just Foundry Heart. It's like the best play I could come up with. It's like super wasteful in the action points, but like. Then we have this setup. We still have 1 max fee. So if we can rip it, like maybe we're in an okay spot. But not an amazing spot. Okay, I don't even think there's anything to actually spark, but it is a yellow. He's going to then swing another 5 at me, or 6, whatever this thing is. I think here we really need to go ahead and get lucky. We did not. So I think we have to buy time. We can't boost away our max fee. It's like our only win con. Yeah, this matchup's horrible. I don't know who was saying that it it was at all good. This does force the block on the equipment, which is maybe good. I'm not sure. Um, it's not good right now because it has -2 on it. We can use it to like break it, but like, you know, I think it's just load, shoot, zipper hit, which means we're blocking with. Well, it doesn't matter because I can only block with one card. Not max V. That's good. Now we can go. We need it to not be max V, like really bad on the top. Okay, we dodged that bullet. And then we'll be able to shoot another 2 and maybe get a card out of his hand, which is ideal. Were you all in Beast Control decks? Well, even Control Dash, you're still gonna get blown out. If you play Control and you give them a lot of time, they're gonna set up high octane twin drive and then deal you 40 something damage in one turn with the Mechanoid. So it's actually worse the slower you are. You're gonna give them time to just blow you out. I think that's why this deck is as good as it is into where is this Max V literally the last card in my deck? What is happening? Bro. Brutal. I don't think keeping this blue, our only win con is max V, so we have to keep our life total as high as possible. But we still probably lose unless they draw a bunch of shitty blues, right? There it is. And now he's coming in with recharge for 8. Nice. Which is 16, which means we can't play it, which means game over. So we only have 8 cards. We can't even block him out at that point because he still has like, what, 4 swings left, which is almost our whole deck, not including his 20 cards. Yeah. Correct. Max is not a control deck. It's an OTK deck. 100% agree. Good game. Yeah, that's a horrible matchup. I felt like there was no right answer. No matter what I did. Like, just what they're trying to do inadvertently goes against what I'm trying to do. Is what it feels like. Feels really rough. Really rough. You get caught up on chat. Max had over a 50% win rate at Worlds over 35 games, I believe, in CC. Makes sense. Bravo's happy to block setup Arsenal and it's better already. Yep. Spark is the best car. I'm not doing this again. No shot I'm doing it. I think it's a bad matchup. I don't think boost plan works. I agree. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna wait a second and let them get a game. Pistols package takes way too long to kill. Make no one kills within 3 turns being out. Yep. Yep. All right, now we'll make a game. Matchup is Boo Boo. That's a fact. That is a fact. Okay, please have a prism button. Of course, there's no prism button. I guess we just, well, we do want the extra poppers, because why not? I don't know what we give up in lieu of that. Maybe it's like the Sprocket Rockets. No shot we're going pistol plan into them. That just doesn't make any sense. So we're going to run it like that. And we start with Pounder. Arm submit. Am I going to Orlando Battle Hardened? I will not be. I'm kind of tired of traveling a little bit. Been traveling a lot, and I'm also going to the Realm 20K next weekend. Plus, we got Thanksgiving this weekend. Happy Thanksgiving tomorrow to anybody that is doing that. What do we do here? I'm kind of feeling a load here into a throttle. Boost. And spark a Teklo core out. We waste the draw, but we do get like a bonker setup where if we draw the card, we can just kill. Another thing that we can do is force a card here. I do like just taking over the game early, although this is really good against ALS. Really good. So that is greedy. So we'll just pass here. I was going to say we could have popped boots, T-boned, force a card unless they want to lose the spectral. And then the question is, do we care or do we kill? I think we kill. Wait, can we block and just fuck them up? We can, right? Boost twice. Here. Here. What? So we actually just can like block this out? Stop that from happening. And then just go with Inith, right? Pitch to Arclight. Not the twin drive. Not the twin drive. 4-car 19. Let's go. Blue Brothers in Arms. That's efficient flesh and blood. Tell you what. I think I will actually have an extra resource. So we will AB. Thank you for letting me be more efficient. Sure. Bop, 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 bop. Fade for scene. Boom. There's the max V. Now this is fun, chat. This is fun, flesh and blood. Building up a pistol package is not, it's not very entertaining. This I can get down with. Okay, this is popping, which means we have a bunch of resources, which means we could actually lay this down at the end of the turn if we really want to. I don't hate that idea. So we could like send 5 and then play it. And then like, or we could arsenal. We have 2. Oh, we can just play the whole hand. Oh, shit. Hell yeah. Let's go. Why did they make Prism so bad? Well, I mean, I don't think she's that bad, to be honest. I might be on an island with that one, but like, I don't think she's like that bad. Then we'll just send 4. Boost it. Octane's unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Then we'll just lay this down and do the same thing again. What does she beat? Well, she beats Guardian. She beats Wizard. She beats. She like has like a. If there is a matchup that is less than 0, it's the Prism into Dromai matchup. I think like Prism's only win con into Dromai is having the opponent have a stroke or something. Like that's the only way they win that game. But some of the other options, like you can go Herald aggro and like you actually have ways that you can race Fi and stuff like that. It's not like amazing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to try to like oversell it. But it's not like the worst thing on the planet, right? There are worse things that you could be doing. Is basically my point. So here we have Pounder. Do we set up again? Is that a thing that we are going to do? We don't want this to hit. That much I know. No, we're not giving up that. No. Sure, she beats Arachne. I could see that. Let's just boost, push a little damage. Just waiting on that other copy of the card that we like. And then I think we're just gonna pistol the retribution. Get it out of here. I'd rather get it gone than deal 2 more damage per se. Especially when they're already blocking. So we'll just pew it down. And we get to AB it because we have resources. Look at that. Look at that efficiency. Tell you what, Jet. Okay. Well. I don't think this hand is what we're looking for. And we have a lot of poppers left in the deck, so I think I'm willing to just give up tempo to kind of like kill them in one go. Maybe, probably not. I'm not happy about this. Like, it's just threes. Like, they're just gonna give me card, give me card, give me card, and I don't want to give them a shield to like do that. It just doesn't seem good. Okay, so we're short on the resources, which means we're gonna abandon this plan. But they will buy their action point back, which is okay. Because I don't mind blocking with these two. And then just playing this for a core. Right? Because we still have this on 2. Resolution, they're probably going to activate footsteps, which is fine. It's no big deal. Or just play a parable. That's cool too. Let's go. Boost is the cost. I have a plan here. We're going to go 5 into her and then just pistol the parable. Pop boot spark. Well, I guess we need to spark first since we're drawing a card. Yep, that does not change anything. So we can do this pop here. Load. This is a blue, which we don't really need because we have the Tekla core. So we actually want to just go ahead and load again and get this out of our hand. And then we'll pop the parable. And just try and we still have one more copy of the card we're looking for. It's really all we need is either the last copy of this or copies what? 2 and 3 of this. If we draw either one of those, we kind of win. All right, so they're gonna draw here, which is fine. I mean, we're at fucking 40. Oh no, they're not. No, they ain't drawing. Yeah, see, Twin Drive, Yellow, Foundry Heart, Pulse Wave, Max V. Oh, did we have it? Maybe I threw there. Yeah, I probably threw there. That's on me. Look, I'm trying to kill him at 40. It's not work. Wait, what just happened? Oh, they do the triumph? Wow. Wow. Have taken 0 damage. Well, we've taken 2 now. They're in it to win it. I think now you just like throw breakpoints and they just like literally don't know what to do. We have 2 resources, so I think we just block here. Because it's like actively not doing anything. And then we can get the 2 resources, play this, and then shoot a pistol, which will force like the whole hand unless they want to lose the or can we just go straight into the angel, right? I guess we just do that. Just to no, because it's gonna trigger the ward and they have to like yeah, so we'll just it's close, see? It's really close. We'll take the safe route. We have a lot of poppers still in our deck. It's not ideal, I know, but like I think it's okay. We're just waiting on the last copy of Max V or the last 2 copies of High Octane, and then we're in it to win it. There she blows. Yep, you got it. Because they can't even ALS this, right? Because we play this, the ALS, but boost is a cost. And if boost is a cost, it does resolve, which gives us our action point, which means we can actively go around. I don't care what you're doing. You have to deal 38. Sure. You got it. Figment of Ravages. Deal 1 Arcane, sure. You earned it. Now you're awakening one of them. Ravages. Deal 2 arcane damage. Cool, cool. These cards are so cool looking. It's a shame they're bad. Boop. Yep. And now we just go with Enith. So now we have a bunch of action points, because why not? We'll have 3. And what we're going to do is we're going to shoot some rounds of pistols right now to force the hand, because they don't want the Ward 4 trigger to happen. So they like have to give us a card from hand unless they want. Okay, so we got the ward for half value basically. So now we get right back to working. Do I not have one more attack that I can do? I missed that last attack. Okay. Put them to 1. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to chat for a little bit before we hop off. We got what, 3 or 4 games in? Not as long as I would like to go. I usually like to go for 3 hours. However, I'm still a little jet lag from all the travel from Spain. So I just want to chat with you, chat for a minute. If there's anything y'all want to talk about, obviously, let's talk about the meta for a second, right? Because there's some things happened, right? We didn't expect the extremely high performance with Fi, although I had him really high on my tier list. You know, is what it is. And we also saw a Reinhardt perform really well. Also, let me show this sheet that amazing job to whoever put all this together. Truly amazing. So what you can do is you can kind of like see everybody's matchups. One thing I wanted to shout out was Yuki's run was absolutely amazing. Not by like, look at her matchups. She played an Anzelia, which is considered unfavorable for Icelander. Dash, unfavorable. Dromai, unfavorable. Dromai, unfavorable. Dromai, Mirror. Reinhardt, unfavorable. And then another Dash. She had all unfavorable matchups except for one mirror match, which is obviously 50-50. And that's the one she lost. Incredible performance by Yuki. You know, it's actually insane. Yeah, like I found this on Twitter. I'll post it in Discord if anybody's interested in looking at it. But it basically shows every single matchup. We also have like conversion rates of heroes. Basically, Azalea, Dash, Bravo, and Icelander kind of had like the 3 best conversion rates of heroes that had a very high representation. Reinhardt might be able to fit that criteria at 12. 12 might be a high enough number to be like, all right, you know, it makes sense. Bolton also did pretty well. 75% conversion day 2. But only 8 people represented it. So like 6 out of 8. I don't know if that's a high enough number. 12's kind of on that line, maybe. Dash.io had a horrible conversion rate along with Fi. Fi did not have a good conversion rate. Let's look at the Fi's run and see how they did, and maybe that can paint us a better picture on, you know, how they ended up, right? Let's look at that. So here's our 2 Fi's that made top 8. So the first one went into Max. I would consider that a favorable matchup just because, you know, they're trying to set up OTK. Fi's pushing a lot of damage, you know. Dash is probably 50-50. Bolton is not a good matchup for Fi. That much I know. Still got that win. Nice job there. Dromai is favorable. Reinhardt's favorable. Dash, another 50-50 probably. And then Dromai is another favorable. So overall, that one, the higher seeded Fi, not the one that won, but the other one, had a relatively good matchup spread. No bad matchups, just kind of like 50-50s or higher. Let's look at our world champ, Viserai. That's got to be favored, with Viserai kind of just not doing well. Dromai is another favorable one, a 50-50, another favorable, and unfavorable. So almost all favorable matchups except for Icelander. Icelander would be the one where they did not have a favorable matchup. However, little caveat on his run though, like he played 2 Icelanders in top 8. So, you know, once again, this is not to say like who earned it or who didn't. Like, I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying we're trying to paint a picture for the hero and like why they may or may not be in that position to gauge how relevant they may be or may not be in the meta going forward at the Realm 20K, at the Orlando Battle Hardened, or whatever the case may be. Katsu got Icelander, which is unfavorable. Dash, probably 50-50. Icelander, Azalea is unfavorable. Pudding had a hell of a run. All these matchups are bad, right? Except for the two Dromais. So Pudding killed it. Very bad matchup. Shing had a favorable and Bravo, favorable, favorable, mirror, 50-50, 50-50. So he had overall pretty good pairing, I would say. Easton, bad matchup in Reiner 1, favorable, unfavorable, favorable, probably unfavorable, favorable, unfavorable. So about 50-50 there. Aaron Chance played 2 Phis in Swiss and beat them both. Very interesting data point there. And then he also beat one in the top 8 and then lost to the second one he played in top 8. It's not in Discord yet, but at the conclusion of the stream, I will post it in Discord if anybody's interested in gathering this data. And then last one, Matt W played a Droma, Phi, Bravo, Max, Dash, Katsu, Iceland. Like pretty average spread, nothing crazy. So that doesn't really tell us, you know, just looking at the top 32, we can see the heroes that have like the most representation, which is probably like our best indicator. If you notice, I think Dash has actually the highest representation. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the top 32 are Dash. With Icelander being the most represented deck, she only has 4 representation or 5 representation in the top 32, which I think is the best metric to look at a meta is the top 32. It's not top 8, not top 16. 64 is a little low, but of course we have to factor in that this is a mixed format, mixed format tournament. So obviously that's going to factor in a lot. But we can just, just look at the data, right? So Icelander was the most represented deck, and look at Dromai's conversion. Dromai actually had a very bad conversion of only 4 heroes in the top 32. So not really looking good for Dromai in this situation. Phi had 3, not great, but Phi was much lower represented than Dromai and Icelander, so 3 is probably like an appropriate conversion, like probably average, not high or low. But Azalea coming in with 3 with low representation is very good. And same thing for 2 Dash IOs, of course. One of them is Brody Spurlocks. That's kind of like a given. That's another thing. When you get like these super, super strong players on some of these heroes, you kind of have to take that as a grain of salt, right? Like I would not say Bravo has a good, a very good conversion. It just happens to be that it's Max and Jack Tang and Michael Hamilton on the Bravo, right? I think that's more of it rather than it being Bravo. So Bravo definitely did not do well at this tournament, as it shouldn't have, because there's way too many Dash, way too many Icelander. Did not have a good conversion there. Only 2 Katsu. That's pretty good for the number represented, though. So nothing crazy there. We have the 1 Max that I talked about earlier, Chris. And everything else looks pretty normal. So basically, some of the things that we can take away from this is I think Dash overall had the OG Dash had the best performance from the Worlds tournament. That's Did Aaron play a dash in the quarters? That may be the case. Did he? Yeah, he beat the Phi. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He only played one Phi in that. You're right. But he won that one. He beat the Phi. No, he lost against the Phi. Yeah, he played the. I have it pulled up. Let me look. Yes, you're right. You're right. Aaron played Matt W, which was on dash, and then lost to the Phi. So overall in the tournament, he was 2-1 into Phi. That was my mistake. You are 100% correct. Correct. Yeah. That was my fault. So I think Dash overall had the best performance. OG Dash, of course. And with Icelander being the most represented deck, actually only performed pretty average. Dromai was below average. And I would say that Phi was probably average. Of course, Azalea did pretty good. So that's kind of, with Dash being the best deck, we have to, there is a situation where maybe there's less Icelander now because that's not a very great matchup for Icelander. But that does incentivize Dromai, but at the same time, with Phi winning the World Championship, maybe that kind of sways people off of Dromai because they're too worried that people pick that deck up and run it. So there's a lot of things to consider, but it is my opinion that Dash just did the best at the tournament. It was the best deck to bring, which is why we played it today, right? I'm just trying to get some reps on it, get a couple reps under my belt and go from there. Not sure what I'm going to play at the Realm 20K. I'm kind of undecided between about 3 decks. I'm going to narrow it in probably this weekend after the holidays, and then just grind some games and then bring it and have a good time, right? That's my goal. So once again, thank you everybody for joining me during the stream. I wish I could go for another hour, play a couple more games, but I'm just beat from traveling. So yeah, we're gonna have to call it here in a couple minutes. I appreciate everybody for joining me. Also at Worlds, if you stopped and said something, said hi, that you enjoyed the content. Also, another direction that I'm gonna try and take the streams. Everybody that kind of like came up and said they enjoyed the content and stuff, I kind of like asked them a couple, or tried to ask them a question or two if I had time, about like what they liked the most. And 90% of the people said gameplay. So I'm going to try to lean into that and just do more gameplay. So expect more of that during the streams. I know there was a long period, probably, God, I think it was like probably like 7 weeks where I like didn't do any gameplay. I apologize for that. We're gonna try to make sure that it might not be every stream, but most streams, more often than not, will definitely have a gameplay aspect to it. How many games, we'll see, but I'm going to make a valid effort to increase the amount of gameplay. So thank you all for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I hope everybody has a good weekend, Thanksgiving, if that's your thing, and I will see everybody on Wednesday before the Realm 20K. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.